Welcome to episode 45 of Let's Talk Money with Wendy Silibi. It's a great pleasure again to have the coach with us, Coach Ntando. I had promised that he'll be coming back, and I'm a woman of my word. He is right here with
And
us.
back.
You are back.
Very happy to be here.
Yeah, and it's a privilege and an honor as well to always have you. But I think before we get into the business of today, I just want to encourage the people that are watching. 74% of you that watch this podcast have not subscribed. And subscribing is as easy as clicking on the subscribe button. Help me grow the podcast by doing that so that we can be able to continuously give you good content. I mean, Ntando is big. The fact that he's here today, it's because the podcast is growing. So thank you so much for clicking that subscribe button. Ntando, I've been reflecting a lot on, the issues of money, men, mental health, and I was thinking most of the times it's Women's Month. When we talk about money, when it's Women's Month, most of the time we talk about women, we talk about a lot about women, and especially because the research shows us so much. And there is that tendency of forgetting to talk about men. And I thought today on Women's Month, let me talk about men. How awesome
Let's
is
talk
that?
to the men.
Let's talk to the
And
men.
hear it from the male perspective.
From the male perspective, and I've been going through a lot of research articles, and it was quite interesting to pick up Guti in one article. They were just saying that men in particular equate success to money. They tie money to status, to success, and all kinds of things. And so in the event that, you find that you don't have it or you have it, it also has its own consequences. And I thought I'd like for us to have this conversation and unpack some of, these statements or research results that are there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share from my perspective, which is easy because I think I've had the encounter of losing money and knowing what that feels like. And I've had the encounter of rebuilding and gaining back that money and making more than what I lost. So I know what that felt like too. But also I think the most sobering version of this story becomes when you talk to other people that help you realize when you have money again that a lot of the trauma that you had when you didn't have money can grow with you. And sometimes you become a horrible person with money. You almost become the person where people look at you and say, actually, you were better off without money. So there's many facets to this. There's a whole lot to cover there.
Yeah. And isn't it that, I just want to piggyback on what you've just said, Guti, money can also make you to be very ugly. And people will say, hi, you were better off without money. I beg to differ. You were always like that. It's just that you didn't have the money.
You couldn't express this.
You couldn't express. Now that you have money, it gives you the full expression to truly be the person that you were. But I think before we even get deeper into the topic, what is financial stewardship according to you?
Well, to me, it's an interesting term. I spoke about it, but it was in a church setting. And it was in a church conference.
Yeah.
Stewardship for me was like the parable of the talents. A lot of the times we look at each other. I can see where I'm more gifted than you, and you can see where you're more gifted than me. And that applies around. And when I look at the parable of the talents, these people could see within each other that I was given 1 talent. You were given 2, you were given 5. But then stewardship becomes when the master comes back to look at the capacity that is in you, what did you do with it? Stewardship is what you do with the capacity that you were given with. Financial capacity, it could be the talents, the gifts, anything, the environment that you have built in. These are resources that you have to work with. So if we are born in an environment, if we go to certain schools, there's lessons that we're getting in that environment. There's people that you are meeting. And when you grow out of that environment, you continue to meet new people, you continue to get new lessons, to earn new money. With all of that put together, this is the money you earned, these are the people you met, these are the relationships you built. What did you do with it?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that parable a lot of the talent. I like the one who didn't do anything, you know.
Because the one who didn't do anything actually says, I was afraid.
Yeah.
Because
Fear.
I know you.
Yeah.
So I buried it.
Yeah.
And many people don't realize that they are afraid. And so they bury their potentials. They walk away from opportunities. They don't try things. They don't initiate things because of fear.
Yeah.
So stewardship, for me, looking at that, is a lot of people bury their potential and gifts. They don't even try
Yeah.
because of fear.
And
That is a lack of stewardship.
Yeah, and because they do say that, you know, money is tied to our emotions. So if you fear money or if you have fear, everything that you do will come from a point of fear. And of course, fear grows into anxiety, grows into depression. But if you're confident and you're positive, you know, you have positive emotions, then it means you will deal with money from a positive perspective. And I guess as we go through life, you know, how we manage money really depicts what we feel about money, what our emotions are about money. So I wanted to start our conversation by saying, you know, there's this thing out there where they say, and we spoke about actually financial stewardship, and if we were to go back to the Bible, I know not everybody watching believes in that, but can we use it as our point of reference to say, you know, the man is the head of the family. And so the man being the head, by virtue of him being pronounced as the head, then he is the provider. And so there's this thing where they say the man is the one who must bring the bacon. He's the bacon builder. Ne? So
I get you.
Yeah, and you know, that can either set you off to being positive or negative. What happens to those people who don't have the means to provide financially? And so I want to start by saying, is this bacon only financial, according to you?
So it's not only financial, it's a lot of things. But I think because we grew up being taught this, it's something that we innately just believe. And I think for me, it does a lot more good to believe it for the men than to not, because it places a sense of responsibility and a sense of drive to be saying, I need to grow to be the kind of man who can provide security, who can provide opportunity, who can provide resources, who can provide money for the family, who can create experiences for the family. And I don't put it down in as far as the ambition that it can create in a man. I think it's a good thing. The problem becomes, though, that sometimes you end up getting caught up in these two scenarios. Number one, I become the provider and I believe I'm the only provider. And so I put down the woman that I'm in, whether she's above me or not, because there are men who are with women, for example, who don't earn as much and say, leave what you're doing, just take care of the kids. And there are men who have women that earn way more than them and still say the same thing, I'm the provider, leave what you're doing and stuff. It's when that identity gets so much in your head that it makes you ruin the people's lives that you're with. That's when it falls apart.
Yeah. And when, especially if you intertwine your identity with that provider mentality to a point where you disable other people from also contributing. In this economy that we live in right now, nothing is guaranteed.
We need each other.
Hey?
We need each other.
We need each other. And today you are employed, tomorrow you are not. You know, I always say to people, you know, years back when I was working, we stayed with the same company because we were assured, Guti, because I've been here for long, they know me, I've grown in this company. They will think long and hard before they let me go. These days, there's no such thing. Anyone can be let go. So what happens if, you know, you have tied your identity so much to you being that provider and you lose your job? Does that mean because you can't provide financially, you're useless?
All right. So in my case, because I can easily reference having gone through it, when I lost the business and I lost all my savings,
Yeah.
I always say it took me long to get my head together. It took me about 5 years, and it didn't have to. And part of the reason was the pressure I was giving and putting on myself. Now, the weight of not knowing where you're going to find money to feed the family, it's a lot of pressure on a man. And when you're thinking, am I a failure as a man? Am I a failure as a leader? Am I a failure as a father? So all these people that were counting on me, did they count on and bet on the wrong person?
Yeah.
So that kind of thinking, it increases pressure and stress on an already bad situation.
Yeah.
So I think that's what got me. And because of that kind of thinking, it took long to recover.
Yeah.
But if I date back and say, if I had to talk to Ntando then, what would I be saying to him? Number one, if you've lost everything, it does not mean that the people that are around you are beyond helping you. So you can always reach out to the people around you. It's okay to be vulnerable, even to the partner that you're with, to say, you know what, we're here. I don't even know what I'm going to do. What do you think? Those conversations were beyond me at the time because I am a provider. I need to figure it out, mindset. And I need to figure it out, and you're failing to figure it out, it's a lot of pressure on you. I listened to a comment. I read a comment recently on a video that we did about debt, and the person was saying, I am so glad that I watched it now. I was ready to end everything.
Sure.
Now, this is someone who probably is frustrated because they've tried and it didn't work. They tried, it didn't work. They look at themselves and that identity of, I'm not supposed to be the kind of person who doesn't figure life out, but looks like I am. They battle to the point of thinking in that way. So sometimes when you tie your identity to the results and short-term results, that's where the problem is. If I go back and talk to Ntando, I'd be saying to Ntando, do not tie your identity to circumstance, to present circumstance. Tie your identity to potential, to capacity, to the resources that were put and given to you. And get curious to see if you launch now, if you ask for help now, if you learn now, if you experiment a lot more now, what will happen? What will happen in 5 years?
Yeah.
What will happen in 10 years?
Yeah.
Because what gives us the problem is not the identity of I'm a provider and I'm failing. The problem is I'm a provider and I'm failing now, and that now is only what I see. It's all I see.
Yeah. And isn't it when you are in that space, you know, you feel shame, you isolate yourself, you feel inadequate. But, you know, I have a different perspective, and I think maybe you can correct me, and because I believe, Guti, finances are not the only form of support that a head of the family can give. You can give moral support, you can give emotional support, you can give physical support, psychological support. There are so many other valuables that a person can give besides finance. I think it's society and cultural expectations that have put it ukuthi it must be financial. You know, I mean, Ntando, you can provide financially for me, but be emotionally detached. Be not even there. You know, and I have all these finances, but I don't have you.
I get where you're coming
Yeah.
from. I think for a man, if your values are, I'm a good father, I'm a good provider, if that's a strong value for you, when finances fall apart, it's
Yeah.
very hard for you to do all the other things well. You can try, but it's hard.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do them long term. It's hard to be as emotionally available as you want to be long term if the money situation is not fixed for 5 years. You can't do it for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But at some point, it starts to weigh on you to look at the family and feel like I'm such a burden. I'm supposed to be the leader, but I'm such a burden.
Yeah.
That gets to you. So the problem is how long that
Yeah.
season lasts.
Yeah.
And the problem for a man who feels like, am I a failure or am I not a failure, who's caught up in that season, is how far they are looking. If they're looking at now and this month, they know that they're not going to fix the situation this month. So it feels like I'm a failure.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at 10 years, then the weight of that pressure goes off. That's literally what I did.
Yeah.
I was taught by someone who was asking me about my goals over 5 years, over 10 years. And when I was having that conversation, it shifted things because I was really desperate at the time. But I was desperate because I was thinking about now. I needed a now solution, a this month picture.
Yes.
And it was not coming, and it was not going to come. But when someone started teaching me to think, like, what is my goal? What's my end game over the next couple of years? That kind of thinking reduces pressure on you because you start to realize this thing is built brick by brick. I may not celebrate. You don't look at a house and celebrate one brick.
Yeah.
You'll celebrate the whole house, but the
Right.
whole house is standing because that brick is there. When you're looking now at a bigger picture, now what you start to see now is what are the small bricks that I need to start moving now, that I need to start laying, the foundations that I need to start laying. It brings back patience, humility, and a bit of strategy, because that's what you lose when
Yeah.
you're feeling the weight of, I'm a provider who's not providing.
Yeah.
Now, to tell a guy who's not providing and has a strong value of being a provider to say, be okay, just support them emotionally. It can work for a month or two. It's gonna come back to
it's gonna
bite.
come back. Okay.
Because
Wow.
we still have it in us to
Yeah.
say, I may not make as much money as you, but I just need to contribute in a way that's meaningful enough for me to feel okay
Yeah.
about my role.
Yeah. And I think this is so powerful because sometimes we miss that. You can say, but you are there for me physically, emotionally, and whatever. But if in your mind you are thinking about the bond must be paid, the cars must be paid, the kids must go to school, you're sitting there, there is no food. You get so consumed with the now. And I like the fact that, you know, when you start reframing and rethinking and moving away from short term and to long term and medium term, it begins to change how you think. Because that was going to be my next question to you, to say, I mean, if someone is watching and listening to us and they are in that space right now, how do they get themselves out of that, you know, mentality of looking at the now? And I think you've just answered it so well. And maybe just to ask you, when you were in that space, what role did your friends, your family, and society under general play? Maybe a positive role, or was it positive or was it negative, to help you come out of that? Or did you have to dig deep and come out on your own?
For me, okay, so there's two sides of it. The one side is what I sometimes call fear reinforcement, where the friends that are in your life are doing amazingly well on social media.
Right.
Now that reinforces all your fears about how useless you are. Because
Hey, social media is
So
going
you
to be
have
the end of us.
your insecurities already, but all the evidence you are looking at when it comes to the people around you is like, how useless am I? Everyone else is flying.
Yeah.
But for the most part, this is more my fault. This is more an inward thing. The friends and the mentors that helped are friends that I reached out to.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying sometimes when you're going through the season, the worst thing to do is isolation. Isolating yourself is like the worst thing. Most people, even to the same person that passed that comment, that I was ready to end everything. The first thing in my mind is, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
That's the first question. I know that person probably got good at isolating. There's no one there being vulnerable to and telling that this is really what's going on. I'm afraid I don't have a plan. Those conversations are not happening. Now, when they're not happening, they're happening inside you and they stay with you. So the weight of the pressure of that conversation is only with you.
Yeah.
When you talk about them, especially with people that love you and want the best from you, the weight of that pressure is spread, or at least it's off your chest.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we lose cognitive resources in terms of being creative, in terms of planning and strategizing, just because we are stressed.
Yeah.
So when you're stressed and anxious, you're not at your best, even in looking at solutions.
Yeah. You know, when you talk like that, I'm just thinking, Languti, under general, people don't like talking about money. And that is why, whenever, I've seen in spaces and places where I'm supposed to be a speaker and I'm supposed to speak about money, the program will continue. They'll talk about love and other things and all exciting things. As soon as they introduce the finance speaker, you'll see people, even body language, they start folding their arms, their facial expressions change, and they look at you to say, try me. Don't even try me. Don't even ask me a question, because finances are so personal. All of us put our lipstick on, we dress up, we try and put out there this facade that all is well, even when things are not well.
Yeah.
Now, when you are down there and it is obvious that you've lost everything, like you had to talk to someone takes a lot of courage. To try and find someone, because we kind of like try to keep things secret, let them not find out, my situation is this bad. I mean, where did this resilience come from for you to have the courage to can speak to someone?
All right, so it's still within the same answer of the previous question.
Yeah.
The social support.
Yeah.
Social support for me was a big game changer, because I've got friends who knew my potential before.
Okay.
So talking to them was allowing them to bring up conversations about, what are you doing about this? By the way, did you finish school? Last time you had studied your MBA. Now, someone reminded me, I had forgotten even that I hadn't finished my MBA. Now, in a conversation with a friend who says, oh, did you finish school? What happened? Where are you with that? Now you think, oh, flip, there's this. And then you go back and you fix that. Someone says, oh, I saw this opportunity. I think you qualify. Have you tried this? You check it and you think, oh, yeah, actually I do. And it's opportunities that would have passed you by.
Yeah.
If you are just in isolation,
Right.
trying to figure things by yourself.
Right.
And social support. Talking to people. It's not like every friend I was talking to, I was saying, by the way, I'm broke, I lost everything,
Yes.
and I'm deep in debt. No. It's just talking to guys and saying, it's tough right now, I'm trying to figure things out. I think I lost my business, but this is what I've been trying so far. How are things going on your end? Do you know any opportunities that I could be trying out? Now, when you're guarded, but still vulnerable, so it's not like you're confessing everything to everyone. Because that's equally dangerous. You can trend on social media.
Yeah.
So reaching out to friends, but the biggest part of it was reaching out to mentors. Sometimes, once people show you respect, once people show you love, once people affirm the gift that is in you, enough times, you kind of start to believe. And once you are in the field, I came across a term, I didn't know about it. It's called enacted opportunity. Once I'm in the field and working, enacted opportunities are the opportunities I only get to see because I'm in motion.
Yeah.
That was the biggest game changer for me. The social support and the enacted opportunities. And the enacted opportunities, if I give you the podcast as an example, I started a podcast, and as the podcast is moving, I didn't know I'm going to meet Mom Wendy, for example.
Yeah.
I meet Mom Wendy, connects me to SPOA, because SPOA connects me to PSA. Say I'm in there, I become a keynote speaker in there. Now, these opportunities are popping up because at some point you started something that led to something that led to something. So if that thing doesn't start, you never get to see the rest of all these opportunities.
Yeah.
I start a podcast, I get connected to someone who connects me to Kenya. I'm flying in these other African countries. I'm going to all of these others for a tour. And I'm meeting people who are helping me with investments some in those countries that I'm going to start doing. Enacted opportunity. If you
Enacted opportunity.
if we go back 5 years, none of this exists, and it's not even in my frame of mind.
Yeah.
And I never get to find out what's possible if I don't start the first thing. So if you are in motion,
Yeah.
and if you're starting to get results, if you are in motion, I think, let me give the last example. When I started doing training. I knew I was good at training because of just the reviews I'd get. But this one time, because I had been out of work for a while, I heard there's a branch that needs training somewhere. They don't have a budget. So I go and offer my services and say, I can do the training. I know you don't have a budget, but I know you're going to give me work later. Now, because I made that offer and I did that training well, it was under review, and they saw, because they were anxious about, do we give someone work for free? This one is not good. It's going to poison our people. Now, because they create that, I get good reviews, I get work after, and guess what happens? There's a big coaching program coming in that region, and I'm top of the list because enacted opportunity again. I never get to hear about that program if I hadn't done that gig. I never get called coach in group coaching programs if I hadn't started that, but because I started that, that led to this. And that big coaching program led to many other coaching programs around the country, which led to one person challenging me to write a book and another program where one person challenges me to start a podcast.
Yeah. Wow.
So these open up
Yeah.
because you're in motion. But what do other people do? They will bury the potential because of fear and never move.
Yeah.
So as a man, you will go through stuff and never recognize that you've stopped trying stuff. You've stopped experimenting. You've stopped reaching out to people. You are not in motion. And you're not in motion. You not expose yourself to these things. So my friends exposed me to opportunities.
Yeah.
They affirmed and reaffirmed belief in self. Some exposed me, helped me even with resource.
Right.
There's a friend who connected me to a job, literally to a job, to say, there's this, Ntando is good for it.
I love this enacted opportunities.
Get in motion, there are
Get in
opportunities that
motion.
you're going to see.
Don't close the door. Don't be in your bedroom, sit in a dark corner, wallowing in depression, not speaking to everyone, closing off, you know, every opportunity that could be coming your way. But what I'm getting, and I'm hoping that somebody watching us that's in that space is learning something.
Get
that
in motion.
You must always be in motion. Talk to someone. You know, there is this one person or two or three people that you truly trust, that when you talk to them, they'll be able to open those opportunities for you. I mean, I'm listening to you and I'm just my mind is just blown away by the fact that, I met you at some church
Church event.
a book. Kind of, what was it?
Yeah, it was for authors to put
And I
their
just
books
came
around.
and I said hello, and look at where we are. I look at all the things that have come
That followed
into
after.
That followed after,
Because you woke up and said, let me go to that event. Let
you
me
are
go.
in motion, and I think I love that. I've learned a lot from that, and I'm hoping that somebody that has listened to us here is that even when things go wrong, when money issues, you've lost everything, you can get back, but you have to be in motion. Those opportunities will find you when you are in motion. So as we close off this conversation, because wow, we can go on and on,
I
and
know.
I think I want us to continue in another episode from another perspective. But somebody is watching us, Ntando, right now, and they are in their dark corner and so on. And you said something powerful to say, don't plan for now. Plan for the medium and the long term. How do you do that? What can you say to someone who is sitting there? What are the 2 or 3 things that they should start thinking about? Because sometimes, when you're sitting there, you can't even think, Guti, what am I planning for when I don't have? I want to tell you, how can I plan for 50 rand when I don't have 1 rand? So
That's a good one.
yeah.
That's an interesting.
Yeah.
And that question has a couple of layers because I would need to talk to the person first. But what I can say in general, it's not that I say, sit down and say, I want to make 1 million, I want to make 1 million, I want to make 1 million, I want to make 1 million. That's not going to help you much.
Yeah.
It's sit down and look at what you are good at, what you are experienced in, who you know, and see where are low-hanging fruits for me to start making money and being economically active right now. So I think starting point for me would always be there for someone who's that desperate. This is not even about future vision. The vision is going to come, it's going to get clearer.
Right.
But the starting point is get in motion. And how we get in motion is what are the resources that are available around us. I think I told people before that if I had to start over again, I would do it much faster now because there's AI. I didn't have a brainstorming partner with me to do this. I would advise that person to just get good at using AI to brainstorm this. That this is who I know, this is what I've done before, this is my CV, this is where I live, these are the economic conditions, the needs of people. Because getting in motion sometimes looks like finding entrepreneurs that have got good products that are failing to find customers. And you go and say, I want to be a sales rep for your product. They make the product, you make nothing. All you do is, because you know where you can sell that product, you get stock, you sell, now you're economically active. So step 1 is get economically active. For others, it looks like the content space. I didn't know that the content space can pay as much as it does pay and open as many doors as it does. But get economically active. That's number 1. Number 2 then becomes talk to mentors, read books, watch podcasts, but the purpose of doing that is so that you start to draft a plan.
Right.
Now, we are different in terms of our abilities to do this. Some can look at a plan for a year.
Right.
Some can go 5 years. Some can go 10 years. But the plan that's as clear to you, clear enough for you to implement, that's how far you're stretching yourself because you're starting. Remember, the value of this is just you thinking about your life a bit long term. So if I'm thinking about a year, maybe right now I'm making 2,000 rands a month. I'm saying, what would I have to change in how I work right now for me to double this?
Yeah.
And can I do it in a year? If I'm making 2,000 rands and I want to make 4,000 rands by the end of the year per month, then I'm asking myself back to now what I need to do today. What do I need to change? Do I need to change what I'm selling? Do I need to change the prices? Do I need to change who I'm working with? Do I need to learn a new skill so that in a year's time, I'm at a position where I've doubled what I'm able to do right now? So I go a year I look at what I need to change. So even with the podcast now, I would have started and thought, okay, where do I need to get in terms of numbers and visibility? And how can I monetize this part? Who do I need to work with? Who do I need to partner with? What kind of content do I need to create? What affiliate products do I need to put? So I connected with a number of affiliate companies. Some I put their links, some I put their links on my social medias, and then I start to get paid on the side. But I didn't know that there are affiliate programs like with accounting packages where you don't even need to have a big following. You just, because you work with entrepreneurs, you go get affiliated with that software. They pay you 30% off a monthly subscription because of the customers that you get to subscribe. And all you do is talk about their product.
Yeah.
So look at where you are. Look at what it will take for you to double, how long it can take for you to double, and start making changes. But the key word is what needs to change for me to double, and how long will it take?
Yeah, then there's so many takeaways for me. There are so many for me. And I think when I summarize this, because we were talking about money, and we were talking to somebody that probably is in a dark space, things are not going well, or maybe you're in a good space, we shouldn't limit it to that, but we should really just think about our future, be in motion. That for me has just been the greatest takeout. And for those who are not doing well, it's not the end of the world. You can sit there. There are so many tools that are available besides people. AI, is there can actually help you ideate and think about things to do that can get you out of the situation that you are in, and you find yourself making money again and recovering. Those who are doing well, there's opportunities to expand because, we are never satisfied with the little that we have. We always want to have more. And I think for me, what is important here is the financial stewardship. I go back to that parable of the talents to say, be like the one who was given 10 talents and they
Five and
multiplied
made
them.
it 10.
Yes, and they multiplied it and they made it 10. Hey, I must misquote the scripture say I'm supposed to be good at this. Yeah, the one that was given 5 talents, they multiplied it. So how do you begin to multiply? How do you begin to do well so that you can still be that provider as a father that you are supposed to be? So thank you for the great wisdom, and I hope to those that are watching, they've taken a lot. I'm going to be watching this podcast myself because there are so many nuggets, there are so many things. As you were talking, I'm thinking, yes, that's what I need. Yeah, that's what I need to grow this podcast. That's what I need. So it's good to do these podcasts because as you engage with the guests, you
also learn,
are being empowered to do better. So I can tell you, I'm also going to be doing a few things that I've learned from you. And as always, it's such a pleasure to have the conversation with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll see you again in the next podcast. Thank you for watching. Please share, and above all, please subscribe.